Hey you, how's it going? My name is Ruubez and today I thought it'd be pretty cool to have a look back at some of my old comedy sketches from when I was a comical genius. Just have a look back at them, talk about maybe stuff I'd do different, things I don't like, things I do like, stuff like that. Yeah. Just a warning, there are some very early transitioning Ruubez in this, and just, you know, probably some bits that aren't even funny. So, let's get watching. I'm starting off with my first sketch, Spotiflop. The origin of this was that I was putting my songs on Spotify using some third-party client, which turned out to not be true anyway. I think I ripped the idea off a YouTuber called Tom Reese K, and I did send him a link to say it was inspired, because it is inspired, and he laughed. So, let's get watching. Starting straight away with some poorly MIDI created music. And a kettle shot, that's all I was about in those days. Oop, change your location. Yeah, just introducing a new character straight away. Could have tidied my bedroom a bit for this. Look at that table, football table, just covered in clothes. Hello. It had me turning around to get into position at the start of that clip. I know what it was as well. It was I couldn't film for longer than a certain amount of time because I wouldn't be able to send it from my camera to my laptop. I do believe I was ad-libbing this, there was no script, and I was also using something that didn't have a front-facing camera, so I wasn't even sure if I was in shot. Would you believe me if I said Gandalf? What is that voice? Would you believe me if I said Gandalf? Would you believe me if I said Gandalf? No, don't do that, no.
No, he's fictional. Shit, he is, isn't it? Right, you got me. I'm you from the future, okay?
That didn't take much persuasion whatsoever to get the truth out of you. Honestly, 2013 Ruubez, you'd be useless at, you know, resisting torture, wouldn't you? Where were you on January the 1st, 2006? It's okay, I admit, I did it. I did whatever the fuck it is that you said I was doing. Exactly.
Fine then, you me from the future. Prove it. Prove you're me. Fine then.
Bit of multiple fine thens. Like I said, no script.
Your current Facebook password is JUMA. Whoa, shut the fuck up, dude.
That actually was the start of one of my passwords at the time. I don't know what the fuck I was doing saying that on the internet.
So do you believe me now? I'm you. Yeah, I believe you. But answer me this. Why would my future self come back to visit me now? I mean, what has happened today that couldn't have happened on any other day? Obviously, today's the day you put your music on Spotify. What? I put my music on Spotify? Ooh, shit, I've come to the wrong time. Sorry about this, but you'll be seeing me in about maybe 2 or 3 hours. Okay, bye. Oh yeah, don't forget I was over here.
Bit of out of focus running out my room. Yeah. Ha. I still do it. Oh, and that's the end. This is when everyone clicks off the sketch if they haven't already, because as soon as you start explaining things, that's when everyone drops off. If they haven't already dropped off anyway. Oh man. So, if I was doing that differently, A, have a script. B, have a shot list. Things you need to film. That me from the future thing happened a lot. Still happens now, really. Alright, let's have a look at Who Am I? I think this was the first video that got me monetized.
The main question for this video is who the hell am I? It's been a few months now since I started vlogging, and I'm pretty sure...
Do you hear that electronic beat? Oh man, I love it. Oh, the framing of this is awful. Ruby, no, the framing. There's so much space around you. Make it closer. A fade out? Why was there a fade out? You haven't changed anything.
My name is Ruubez, and I'm originally from the town of Rugby in Warwickshire. Then I moved to Fandoms at the age of...
There's two massive problems that I'm going to point out already. You can't hear what the fuck I'm saying, and the pacing is just shit. If people haven't already clicked off, they will click off straight away. There's nothing snappy to it. It's like, so, my name is Ruby Rose Price. It needs to be, so, my name is Ruby Rose Price, I'm from Warwickshire, I'm originally rugby, stuff like that. Yes, thanks. But, you know, it's not snappy. It needs to be snappier.
I've actually got this really funny story about...
That just came out of nowhere.
Seriously, no one gives a shit.
Agreed.
Oh, hey, me from the future. You know I'm just currently recording a video right now. That's a little bit rude. Then hurry the fuck up. What's your name? Ruby Rose Price. Date of birth? 19th of September 1995. Occupation? I'm a YouTuber. Good, now I can go home.
I mean, it took a minute to get there, but the snappiness turns up. I haven't seen this in a very long time. Now that we've reached this point, I get that is the joke, but it took too long to get there, and people will have stopped watching by now.
However, you should know that I'm here, so... Sorry, but I'm gonna have to remove your memory. Obliviate!
Wow. Wow. That's not even what that spell does. Yes, in the Harry Potter lore, Obliviate wipes people's memory. But it only goes the way that it did in Chamber of Secrets because Gilderoy Lockhart was using Ron Weasley's broken wand. Obliviate is a new excuse to fuck things up. Did anyone notice a little bit more electronic music at that point too? Anyway, cuts to me lying on the floor. That lingers on my arse for too long. That's uncomfortable.
Who am I? You've got to be kidding.
Classic. Ends on, you've got to be kidding. End. So yeah, like I said, that needs to be way snappier. I know it's the joke, but it needs to be snappier. Like, people click off by the time the punchline even kicks in. If I was going to do that again, there's just too much bulk in the start. Have it just been like, so, my name is Ruby Rose Price. Seriously, no one gives a shit. That's how you do it. Let's move on. The Legend of That's Not Zelda. This was the first sketch that I was really happy with. Oh, the thumbnail for this. I'm gonna make a point already. I realise that I like to start sketches without me in shot. It's either I fade in, like so, or I appear, like so. Ruubez made an appearance at this point as well. Ooh, a little jump cut. I do still like the music adds pitch and volume to signify that something wrong's coming, and then you just switch it over to me just sat there like, I'm happy that that still makes me laugh, but again, that takes way too long to get going.
Hello. Oh, hey. What are you playing? Just playing...
Music's too loud.
Legend of Zelda, Phantom Hourglass. Oh, cool. Can I have a go?
Also, for that matter, the music is just 8-bit drums. There's nothing going on, it's unnecessary. That was a repeated clip. Can I have a go? What? Can I have a go? Same clip. Ooh, I am actually quite happy with that. Passing across the DS. It's like going, cheers. You're welcome. Yeah. Here it comes.
Alright. So, is that Zelda?
Then the gun just appears out of nowhere. Although, I do quite like the, you know, changes and then it cuts to a different angle. I do think that was done rather well. Positioning and all that stuff, like it's in the right place. It's where you expect it to be. And to say that I know for a fact that when I was shooting this, I'll have been sat in position, I'll have done the, and then I'll have had to get up, move the camera to a different place, make sure it's all angled right, and then go, to get it done again. I do think that was done quite well. And then we get a new angle that no one's seen before.
Sorry, but,
And then we have a fadeaway disappearance. And that's the end of that. Starring, Ruby Price. Music, Ruby Price. Editing, Ruby Price. Production, Ruby Price. Was that necessary? Just say The Legend of That's Not Zelda. Ruby Price. I still like that. Again, like I said though, it needs to be snappier at the start. It's just kind of sat there. It even jump cuts so that the clip of me playing the DS is cut down. If there's that much of an issue with it, use the second half of that jump cut. Okay. Here's a bit of Asda fandom inspired quickfire content, that's what it is. And really the best part of this is just the thumbnail. Photoshop myself 4 times. One of the biggest issues I had with this was I was editing and then all of a sudden the quality of the footage just disappeared like that. Yeah, it's in 480, although it was filmed in 1080p. I don't know where the extra resolution went, but yeah, let's get on with Fandoms IRL.
The year is 2063. And season 4 of Sherlock has still to be confirmed.
Ooh, that's not right anymore. We got Sherlock season 4. It was bloody terrible. Honestly, Tumblr, you didn't want Sherlock season 4. No. And then the grainy snap.
We've got a gift for that.
Supernatural.
Capaldi is way too old to play the Doctor.
The snappiness is there. This is what I'm talking about when I say it needs to be quickfire, snappy. I mean, it is a quickfire sketch, but you know.
Did someone say pie? Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? I can give you 7 reasons why John Locke is real.
I still have that notebook.
We just want Donna back. Hermione and Draco should definitely have been a couple. Just saying. But why is Charlie dead?
Oh man, I remember that. I remember that clip. See, with this clip, I remember doing it deliberately so that it showed off the wristbands. You know, we've got the Luke is not sexy one, we've got Tom Law, I think that is, as it is. There's one underneath, I think that might be Dan and Phil. I did the hands up deliberately so that I would show off the wristbands.
2 years of waiting to know how Sherlock survived. And we still don't know. Where was Peeves? You can't just skip 9. Look. I've even got the tattoo. All Rory did was die. Bored! Why is Sam's hair so long? It looked cutest in season 2. Yeah, I just don't get why Harry would name his kid after Snape. How? How can Moriarty be back? Carry on my wayward son.
So far, that's the only one I would drop. It takes away from the pacing, it just doesn't work.
Slytherins were fairly prejudiced against. I don't want to go.
Feels. And that's when everyone stops. All of these sketches seem to be about the 1.5 minute mark. Apparently I can't write longer comedy. But yeah, Fandoms IRL, I'm still pretty happy with that. All I would really do is just, you know, try and ensure that the quality just doesn't disappear. Because that's what I think is one of the biggest problems with it. It's quickfire. It's funny. Like, the references still stand up. Apart from the Sherlock season 4 one. That's just because it came out a while ago. I can't say anything else about that. That was... I enjoyed watching that. Ruubez versus Netflix and chill. I have fond memories of this sketch. It's a bit old now. God, what was going on with my hair? The posters. Oh, the posters. 30 Seconds to Mars, Green Day. The McFly ones were taken from a calendar. I cut them out specifically. Doctor Who, Crown the Empire. There's a Kellen Quinn one there. There's a Sleeping with Sirens one. Sherlock and Doctor Who up in the corner. Oh man, I miss my walls of posters. I'm not detracting anything from this, but you know, these aren't even my favourite books. The ones down there are. Anyway.
Hey YouTube, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about Ruubez.
Awkward jump cut. It was rehearsed improvisation. I knew what I wanted to go with. I'd done sort of like a run through mentally. The problem I didn't really have was I didn't know timings, and yeah, that's a bit of an awkward one.
What? Wanna watch Netflix? No, I'm trying to make a video. Come on, let's Netflix and chill. You do know what that means, right?
The joke of this entire sketch is masturbation. Also, the bed just doesn't work. It was a clip recorded from a later clip in this, and it just doesn't work. No. If you're gonna go for music, go for something that's been recorded properly.
Come on. No, that's just weird. But seriously, you two, not this again. She keeps trying to sleep with me. I'm bored. You have Netflix. How can you be bored? Because you're too busy to chill.
Hey Ups, did you see the book with the writing down the idea? Yeah?
I'm trying to make a video so we can afford to have Netflix. Ask musician Ruubez. Hey, leave me out of this. I'm writing our next album. You can't even sing.
I have no comeback.
Fuck you, Ruubez. Jeez, it's no wonder why drunk Ruubez left 2 years ago.
Hey Ups, reference to me not drinking anymore.
Hey YouTube, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about Netflix! Screw you guys.
I got the timing right on that bit. Yeah. That was a minute long. That was a minute long. I think just having actual timings and stuff like that, cues, and maybe just having someone to help just with, you know, the coordination of multiple characters that interact with each other at the same time. It's a bit more of a task than just, you know, switching a camera on with one shot. I particularly enjoy that, even if the entire joke is just masturbation. If you go towards the end, after the thanks for watching, please subscribe screen, end credit scene. Told you, masturbation joke. Who the bloody hell was I? Marvel? Ooh, okay, and let's move on to my most recent sketch, which came out 2 years ago. See, the idea for this one, I think was okay. Like, the logic behind the idea made a lot of sense, but I just don't think the execution was right. And you're about to see why. I will admit, I do quite like the fact that went for something a bit like that. As badly cropped out as the TARDIS is, and the fact that, you know, it jumps about every now and then from like going from like here to here, and then just, you know, continues on its way. I do quite like the fact that I went for that, yeah. I mean, Ruubez has got to come out of the closet sometime, hasn't she?
Right, you've got a tough choice today. I know.
The problem with this is there's no set out which one's the Doctor and which one's the companion.
What have I got to choose between? Ham, chicken, or Marmite? No.
I'm also not a big fan of the angles. You could have also made that no a little bit more convincing, Ruubez. I know you're not an actress, but just a comment.
Wait, is that it? I thought it was life or death. Well, that depends on if you choose the ham or the chicken.
I thought it was life or death. Companion this time.
So, what are we doing today, Doctor?
There we go. It took the second sketch to establish who was the Doctor and who was the companion.
Today, my glamorous assistant, we're doing nothing, watching Netflix dramas, and crying. Bye, Mammy.
I remember this. I filmed this in front of my parents, and they were just wondering what I was doing with my biscuit barrel in the garden.
Did you even learn how to fly that thing? I took a 3-year course, and then the week of the exam, I took a Type 39 TARDIS out for a test drive. And then, I completely forgot how to fly the Type 40. So, what you're saying is, you failed your pilot's test? Yeah, but I've been driving for 2,000 years and I've not been pulled over yet.
I mean, you know, that's established in the Doctor Who canon at some point, I assume. Here's the problem with picking apart this sketch, is that point of the sketch was it picked apart the logic of Daily Mail readers. So...
May I present the one and only Martin Luther King?
To you, my friends, even though we face
I got my sister's boyfriend at the time to get in on this.
I still have a dream. It's a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream.
I thought it'd be slightly darker in person. You said that about Michael Jackson.
I can't believe I said that. I mean, I get that's the joke, but you didn't need to draw attention to it.
Doctor, you can't go out there. Why not? You're not wearing any clothes.
I don't get why I went for this. The green screen just doesn't work.
We've got to appeal to the male demographic somehow. Couldn't we do that with compelling plot points?
Also, not even in focus. I didn't even notice that. It's ridiculous.
Oh, you have so much to learn. Doctor, you know those sandwiches we had earlier? You mean the Marmite ones? Well, now we've got to wash them up. The writers really gave us a good script for this one, didn't they?
Oh, Ruby, you have no idea what the scripts were like for season 11. Washing up Marmite sandwich plates. It's better than the Saranga conundrum.
It's what the fans want. Okay, I literally have no idea what to do for this one.
I think what I need to do is have a bit more distinction between the characters, establish who was who at the start straight away, just completely redo that green screen classic TARDIS one. It just doesn't work, because the rest of them weren't. If they'd all been done like that, then yeah, maybe, but because of the way that it was done, it just doesn't work at all. It doesn't fit, it takes away from the overall sketch, and as a result, it just makes the sketch worse. But yes, so that was a look at my comedy roots. I've been making comedy sketches for quite a long time on YouTube. I was writing comedy sketches before I started YouTube, but I didn't know that they were called comedy sketches. I'm open to making more comedy stuff in the future, but I need the right kind of inspiration, and I just want it to be as good as it can possibly be. Let me know which one of those was your favourite to look back on. If you did enjoy this, give it a thumbs up. Share it on social media with someone you think might enjoy it, that'd be really helpful. And subscribe if you haven't already. Cool. I've been Ruby Price, and I shall see you next time. Adios. Bye. You're right, comedy genius, Rubes. Such a comedy genius.